I've obviously never indulged in any type of drug or alcohol or anything along those lines, but today I'm going to be mentioning the time a couple of years ago. I think this was about 2 years ago when I encountered this guy at my local Walgreens who just so happened to be tripping a little bit, so I decided to sort of mess with him. So it was just a cold winter's night, and I was just taking a walk throughout the city, and I ended up seeing this guy at the Walgreens. He was sitting on a bench, and I was just about to go in, maybe get some chips or something, and then just go back home. And then I saw the guy, and he goes, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And I thought he was a hobo or something, so I said, "What's up?" And then he goes, "You look really familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?" And at the time, I didn't even think he could have recognized me from YouTube because I don't remember how many subscribers I had 2 years ago. Maybe like 100 or 200. I don't really remember. But so then I said, "You might recognize me from YouTube." I mean, I think at the time I was called the Undead Werewolf. I don't remember the period when I transitioned because I used to be called the Dark Shadow Lord, and then I changed it to Undead Werewolf. But I remember I said the username, whichever one of the two it was, because I don't really remember how long ago I changed it. And then he said, "No, no, are you somebody else?" And I go, not really. Do you recognize me from Instagram or something?" Because I don't know. Maybe he could have recognized me from Instagram. Maybe he could have been somebody I went to school with or something. Because the guy looked kind of younger. I didn't know how old he was, but he looked a little bit about my age. Maybe he could have been a senior at the time or something. I don't really know. I don't really know much about that, and I'm usually bad at gauging people's ages. I'll usually end up thinking they're either younger than they are or older than they are, or maybe I'll get it close. I don't know. But usually there are only a few times when I sometimes guess somebody. One such as the time when I said, "Oh, you're 25 years old, right?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I was just, "Oh, I guessed." But anyway, this guy he said he knew me or whatever, and we're trying to figure it out. And then he goes, "Aren't you Santa Claus?" And I went, "What? No, I'm not Santa Claus." And then he said, "No, you really seem like Santa Claus." And I was just, "Oh, what the hell?" And I go, "You on drugs?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm on acid." And I went, "Oh, congratulations, I guess." I don't freaking know. And then he said something about, "I can see your aura." And I was, "Oh, what, my aura? What the hell does that mean?" And he goes, "Oh, I can see your aura. You seem to have a good aura and stuff." And I was, "Oh, my aura, what does that mean?" And he said, "Oh, well, I'll tell you." And I was all, "Okay." I'll freaking sat down with this guy because I had nothing else to do. So then I sat down with this guy, and he goes, "Okay, so green aura is good. That means you're a good person with good intentions. Red aura is bad, and that means you're like an angry person." Then he's like, "Black aura means like evil." It's like, evil, huh? What is this? Freaking I don't even know an anime. "I'm the evil villain, and I'm gonna steal your soul." I don't know what this is, but he just said I had a green aura, so I was all, "Okay, that's cool and stuff." And he was all, at one point he tried to like reach at the sky. I was, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, I thought I saw this freaking, I don't know, unicorn." And I was starting to think, I'm like, is this guy even actually on acid? He might have been on something stronger, because I don't really know. Like, I've never done it, like I said. But from what I've Googled and what they've told me in health class, is this one of those things that you're not going to see like a dancing yeti. You'll probably just see colors, or you'll see stuff moving slightly, but it just manipulates the stuff that's already in your environment, is what I've heard when I've done with research on Google and everything. That's what it supposedly does. It doesn't make new things come out of nowhere. You wouldn't be talking to somebody that doesn't exist or something along those lines. That's just not how it works. But I don't know. Maybe he took a ton, because I've heard that if you take a lot, you'll actually start seeing things that aren't there. But then again, I don't really know and I don't care. But he just said that, and then I remember I used to do this to sometimes this one kid that I went to school with, and I was pretty sure that he smoked pot or something. Maybe he got drunk at school. I don't know, but he just always was weird, and I did this thing that you do to people who are under the influence just to mess with them. And what I did was I pretended that I was holding an invisible box. And what I did was I pretended I put it on top of him, and I go, "I'm going to put you in the invisible box." And I put it on top of him. And then he goes, um, and then he just starts talking. He goes, "I'm not in a box." And I was just being funny and mouthing. And I was like, "I can't hear you, dude. You're inside of a box." And then he goes, I'm not in the box. What are you doing? Freaking, you're weird. And then I go, no, you're in the invisible box. I can't hear you. And I just kept mouthing and just messing with him. And this guy started to almost cry. He's like, I don't want to be in a box. I was like, oh shit, I scared this guy. So then I took it off. I was like, oh, that was a joke. And then he just started laughing uncontrollably. And then he was just like, tried to hug me. He was like, oh, you're my friend. I should get your number. We should hang out sometime. And I was okay, this is getting a little weird. So, yeah, that is pretty much about the story time about how I encountered some guy who was on acid. I don't know how much, but that's what he told me. He could have been on some stronger stuff. Who knows? But yeah, that was pretty much the time where I encountered somebody who was tripping, and I guess I sort of messed with them. You know, you shouldn't really mess with somebody and I don't know, like scare them or something. You shouldn't really do that and show them pictures of demons. You could actually make them have a really bad time. But I don't know. I just decided to play a little joke on this guy. So that is pretty much story about it. So I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys all soon.